for failure to obtain the required two-thirds vote, the treaty is rejected by the Philippine Senate.
What I like about Subic, when I came in, it was there, the discipline and so on, and up to the time I left. Started with the Americans, continued by Chairman Gordon, and the rest is the discipline inside Subic Bay, no? Traffic discipline, cleanliness, and so on. Everybody's friendly in Subic. We try to lead the way in projecting that kind of atmosphere in Subic. I tried to reconcile and make compatible industry and tourism, no? And we had the airport, the seaport, the industrial park, of the Japanese, and the industrial park of the Taiwanese, no? In the Japanese, we had the Sankyo. They're into wood processing, Nidec, and then of course tourism industry, the whales and dolphin show, the ocean adventure, the Subic Safari, and then the start of the so-called Marina Bay area up to the lighthouse, no? And school, we started the Regional Science High School. Time we have locator opening or groundbreaking is I give value to that. That's memorable to me, no? We knew that Subic would not be Subic without a very efficient port, and a container port is would make that possible, no? And Subic is a very deep harbor and will always be a port, no? But we didn't have any container port, so we were financed by JBIC then, JICA now, to put up this container port. There are, I think, 3 gantry cranes at the moment, but expandable. And the capacity is, I think, 600,000 TEUs, or 10 equivalent units of 40-footer container. And now I think it's serving its purpose. When there was a problem in Metro Manila, the congestion of the Manila port came in handy. Containers were brought to Subic and so on. Locators in Clark, Luisita, and others would ship by boat via Subic or ex-Subic across the SFX. That was really the plan, and it's working out that way. It's just a matter of accelerating the development and so on. To the employees and workers inside SBMA, I think more than the officers, you have been the mainstay of the Subic Bay Freeport. Continue with your good work, and rest assured that the country will be forever grateful for your contribution.
Alam niya, naniniwala ako dun sa saying na nothing happens by chance. Nothing happens by chance, no? I then was faced with the opportunity to serve the country. When I came in, my first challenge, sabi ko, we really need to turn around. Because when I entered SBMA, what did I find? I found aging infrastructure. Luma-luma na yung mga infrastructure natin. Our facilities were down, our equipment was all obsolete. I also found that our employees were demoralized. No? Demoralized because in the 20 years that when I entered SBMA, they had gotten only one increase, I think in 2005, and it was a very minimal increase. And the third thing that I found was that all of this was because of the very poor financial condition of SBMA. So that became my priority. No? It became my priority to improve the financial standing of SBMA, so we could afford to increase salaries for the employees if we did well, and then also to invest in new infrastructure, so SBMA will become more attractive to investors. No? And the only way you could transform SBMA was to really do breakthrough strategies na sinasabi ko, no? And therefore, my biggest challenge really became to win the hearts and the minds of the people. After 5 years, no? After 5 years, if you look at the figures, the COA figures, no? SBMA registered the highest gross revenues, the highest operating income, and the highest net income in the whole history of SBMA, no? And during my term, we were able to give substantial dividends to the government, starting with 300, and I think it became 500 million, then 700 million. When we did that, the Office of the President now realized that, you know, it was time really to reward the employees for the good work that they had done. So that was what happened there in terms of, you know, rewarding the employees for the good work that they had done over the past 5 years when I was chairman and administrator.
Hindi na po ako si chairman pangako ngayon. Sige po, tawagin mo na ako, Chairman Pogi.
In SBMA, we have so many good employees, and they proved that SBMA could be transformed and turned around. We have been recognized today not only locally and internationally. Locally, we have received one of the highest awards, the Asian CEO Executive Leadership Team Award. No? And secondly, internationally, we have been recognized by the Financial Times of London as the best free port in Asia. So this is something that we need to build on for a brighter future for SBMA. And this all really depends on the employees, it depends on the leadership, it depends on the economic conditions, and we should take full advantage for this. My message is very simple. For SBMA to continue to be more successful in the next 25 years, we must keep faith with the values that we espouse for SBMA. No? And namely, those are excellence in our work, competence in our work. It means also integrity in our work. The SBMA employees, to achieve greater success in the future, they must have the value of malasakit, going the extra mile, because this is what will distinguish SBMA from the other government agencies. Remember, today SBMA is the largest. We are the most progressive and we are the most beautiful free port in the country today. No? And we need to strengthen that hold. And in the future, it may even require amendments in Republic Act 7227. Like what? For example, one thing is that the major problem is we have scarcity of land. Wala na tayong lupang ipapalis sa mga investors. So how will investors come? So SBMA must be given the authority to expand its area, specifically into the Subic corridor. Napakaganda po ng potential ng SBMA, no? And we have the benefit of such a beautiful free port, the rainforest, and then the waters of Subic, the protected waters of Subic Bay. And we are a major tourist destination. So all of these things we have to continue to work on so that SBMA will continue to be successful, not only in the next couple of years, but in its whole lifetime. No? So I wish that SBMA, of course, will continue to grow. There are so many areas that we can still explore and really establish our position and maintain our position as the largest, the most progressive, and the most beautiful free port in the country today. Thank you.
I cannot stress or emphasize more than enough that we will anchor the Subic of the future on the values that have made Subic great in the past. In fact, I do not want to use the word past. Subic is great. Subic is great because we are all here and because we love Subic with all our heart. And that's enough to make things happen.